Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host of the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacers, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. We're back. If you've missed it, our previous episode was a Session 0, going over the new rules we will be using moving forward. An extended version of that discussion will be made available to our creative collaborators and up over on our Ko-fi page, if you want to jump in and listen to that there. If you've been following The Call 1973, we had a dice raffle. For this arc, I'm using a dice set from our friends over at Dark Matter Dice, complete with a glow-in-the-dark high face on all the dice and a D2 coin. But for now...
Last we left our spacers en route to infiltrate a pirate stronghold and reclaim their old ship and set in motion the events to ensure victory over Jilvac. A void hag attacked. In the assault, the ship and Flinch were left wounded.
So, hello, greetings, everyone. That's how I do mine.
Works?
Workshop a few things.
Workshop a few things. I've been doing that one for years because I intro all the episodes.
That's true.
All right, moving on. So, for those just following along with all the episodes as they kind of come on out, this is the first continuation of the story. Since the last episode, which had a part 1 in the title, this has the part 2 in the title. But you've probably gone through a few episodes. If you have not, and you're just following along with the just narrative, there have been a few 3.0 episodes that have popped up that explain the rules as we move forward and have kind of done a bit of a tutorial. Other than that, welcome back. So, a lot of you. Just gonna jump right into it. Greg, you wake up from a nightmare and a bit of a cold sweat. You're alone in your particular bunk area. It is the events of the dish on the exterior of the ship where Flinch was almost fatally wounded. Have those occurred about 12 hours ago.
Okay.
So since in that time, Flinch has been stabilized. He is on a life support system and is currently, for all intents and purposes, as far as functionality goes, is unplayable at the moment. Mechanically speaking, he functionally has a D12 stress on his vitality. What that means, we're starting off the game strong here. What a stress means is that every time that particular characteristic is used, that dice will always be involved in the complication. His physical capacity to live, he was de-aged, he was emaciated, vitality. If anyone were to perform a medicine check to try and reduce the efficacy of that D12, and you do not succeed, you make it worse. And if a stress goes beyond a D12, the character will die. It is too dangerous to perform a medical procedure on Flinch without some kind of assurance that you can bring down that problem. So, last we all got together. There was discussions as to where your ship was going. You have since dropped out of hyperspace. You are just kind of floating off to the side, ensuring that you are not in the way of any passerbys. You are not, invading the asteroid belt in question. You've specifically just kind of all chosen to take aside and kind of rest. For the sake of this, I would say that Tim probably hasn't left the med bay. Who would be... I guess it's going to be the next day. We're just going to kind of treat this nice and simple and kind of get started. I would say that Laurel, Cliptic, and Diantha, I'm cool. We're going to open up the scene where the three of you are kind of in the mess hall, talking about whatever you're going to talk about, and then Greg, you feel free to jump in at any point, but we will treat you as not present in the room until you make your presence known.
Okay.
Yeah. It's our first session. It's our first scene back from a very long break. Yeah. What are the three of you doing?
I am drinking a cup of very bitter, very strong space coffee. And I offered it to other people. I don't know if you want any.
I am probably also going to have some too. Thanks. This is probably... I don't know if I've had coffee before, actually.
Oh,
I've only
it's
drank
great.
tea.
It's great.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's like
So-
tea, but more.
I'm being really nice and I'm taking little sips, but I hate it with every fiber of my being.
Fair enough.
But it's like, have you ever seen that deer from Open Season? I hate it. It's awful, but it's like freedom
With
in a
the
cup.
fingers?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but I'm not joking. I want something strong because I'm probably, if anything medical comes up, I want to make sure I'm hyper aware.
What?
But I know for a fact that we have to.
Clippy, I don't really understand this kind of thing. But I know that there is a possibility that, like, we could that we could help Flinch. Like, we could help Flinch, right? We doesn't have to go to a hospital.
No, I strongly, because it's radiation, right? Is what it ended up being.
Highly, there was a number of factors. So part of it was we'll treat it as irradiated.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beyond my medical. I can stabilize. That's the best I can do. But as far as that's concerned, we need help. We need outside help as soon as possible for Flinch.
But we're headed towards it. We're right by this asteroid belt. We're headed towards this pirate stronghold. If they have a doctor, would that be enough?
I mean, yes, it's going to be a risk, but unfortunately, that's what we have to do.
I look at Diantha. You ever kidnapped a doctor before?
I was not prepared.
I've never kidnapped anyone before. I don't know why you would ask me that. I'm looking at maps right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the person who has kidnap experience is in the mid-bay right now.
Well, I've kidnapped people.
I have like a chart, like a big like star map
Not wrong.
out,
It's not wrong.
trying to like find where I think the most accessible like place of medical knowledge or like access would be near us. I don't know if any
There's
like
pirates.
What have you ever met a doctor pirate?
Yeah,
No,
he
but they-
sucked. But I'm assuming that theirs is better.
But I'm going to say this right now. Pirates were going to kidnap people for skills that they needed. So I bet you they have a surgeon.
Why don't we just look for a surgeon from somewhere that's not going to also try and kill us? While
Where's
we're
the
going to it?
closest one?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Dantha, just roll me like an alertness and astrogation check.
Can I add?
Just real quick, just feel free to add a d6 to whatever you're going to do because you have a map in front of
Can
you.
I don't have, is it astrogation?
Astrogation, yeah. It should be under survival, piloting.
I have survival, space survival, and navigation.
Knowledge.
Would navigation
Hey.
eventually help?
Space navigation?
Just plain navigation or space survival.
Navigation. Oh, navigation.
And then I don't
Cool with that.
think. I do have, one of my distinctions is clean and organized. I don't know if that would apply
Yeah,
here.
sure. Yeah, your clean notes will be very, very helpful. Star charts, trying to navigate that.
Navigating star
Pain in the
charts.
ass. Yeah. So we'll just go with this real quick. The difficulty is, it says challenging, so it's 11d8.
I'm thinking that really quickly to that.
As long as you get 2d6 in there, it's possible.
I don't think I have anything.
I'm so tempted to be like, can I help? Except I know that my help would be hindrance.
I don't think I have anything else.
Stab the
You just spill coffee all over
The other thing is also that something to remember too, because now we're actually starting a game, is if 3 dice add up to, maybe we could pull a plot point from the audience.
Oh, right!
I'm ready. They're getting
Okay.
ready to roll.
Yeah. Roll that, and then I'll explain what's going to happen here.
It's pretty good actually. Well, what am I trying to beat?
11d8.
Oh shit! I have 10 d8.
No,
Mine
that's
is 12.
That's
That's
12.
12.
Oh,
No,
math
let's-
is so hard.
Yeah, with
12
3 of them
D8.
it's 12.
No,
No?
two
No,
numbers
it's
is
not.
12.
8 and a 4 is 12.
Oh
Yes,
my
and
god.
then, and
So-
then
There you
D8
go.
effect die.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's why I teach gym.
You teach drama.
I teach gym. I'm applying.
Wow.
For right now, for the next few months.
All right, so that is enough. However, now that even though we succeeded this check, so we don't need to do this, but I want to get this out of the way now. Somebody brought it up. Good point. Plot points. So this game, technically speaking, if you're playing this at your own table, every player starts with a plot point, and the GM starts with as many plot points as there are players. But for this game, we will not be doing that. I have 0, and the players have 0.
Okay.
By the time this episode will have come out, our Kofi will have
subscription tiers, and there will be applications that your points will have moving, your subscriptions will have moving forward. But at the current time that we're doing this, it's before we've done that. And we still have a large pool of luck that is from the call. So what we're going to do is basically I'm going to be able to use all the keeper dice as my own plot points. But because of just the nature of the luck pool, if you wish to pull a random plot point out of thin air, just say I would like to use a plot point, and I will take 10 points out of this luck pool for each plot point.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's where we're kind of
That
going.
makes sense.
There's a lot, but there we go. But we don't need to in this particular context. So you have succeeded. Here's the downside. The good side is maybe you can look again. I don't know. But when you're looking at the map there, you are pretty close. You are in this asteroid belt. You're on the outside of the asteroid belt where this pirate base is supposed to be. This is the ass end of the galaxy for a reason. Like, even Hobbs Shore, the village in Polyman where you're supposed to take the ship, which is still not super close but not super far away, had nothing for medical services. That's why Cliptic was there. Cliptic is probably the most experienced medical practitioner this side of the Spacing Guild. So that's that you know of. Pirates have all sorts of secret resources that are hidden away just for them. It's possible that they're onto something there, but also the only person on the ship that would have experience as to what resources that vessel would have would be Greg.
Okay, there's...
And Flinch.
And Flinch, but you can't ask him.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, it looks ridiculous. There's squiggles all over that paper.
They're not squiggles. It's writing. It's very
No,
organized.
that's writing, but that's a squiggle.
No, that's just math.
There are squiggles in your math.
Well,
We need to talk to Greg because unless those pirates have something, we're screwed.
yeah.
Where is he right now?
Does anyone want to go and find Greg?
Which
Yeah,
of us
I
three
will.
does he like more?
He's sitting
I'll go
in a dark
find.
room.
I'll go find Greg.
All right.
Oh, I forgot this
Are
was
you?
this was also emo graphic.
But I'm also going to take a cup of coffee for... Actually, no, I'm going to take my cup of coffee just to give it to Greg because I don't want to drink it anymore.
Greg, are you trying to not be found?
Clippy took
No,
his
no,
cup of
no,
coffee with him. Means he likes it.
Oh, crap.
Cliptic grabs the coffee and leaves with giving joy and hope to Laurel. Cliptic.
Yes.
It doesn't take long. You go to one of the dorm rooms. You open it up, and the lights are very much off. As the door opens and the light kind of shades into the room from the hallway, you do see that there is a kind of sitting on one of the bunks by himself. There is a very awake Greg.
Do I see anything else, like sweaty, nervous?
What does Cliptic see?
He's always kind of sweaty.
It's gross.
That hasn't changed.
Okay.
But no, he just kind of looks. How does he look? Thoughtful.
Thoughtful. Oh.
That's scary.
That's weird.
Okay, well, I'm going to come up to you, and I'm going to pass you the cup of coffee. Just give this to you.
I'll take it and
Okay.
sniff it.
Did you make it, Laurel?
Yep.
It tastes like motor oil, or it smells like motor oil.
Oh, that's good then. Because I was going to say, is it fresh? If so, I'll put it on the night table.
It is
Okay.
not.
I'll drink the motor oil.
Do you have a skill in anything kitchen related?
No. Do you have
No,
any mechanics?
really no.
It is. Did you say you taste any of it?
Oh, yeah, I'll taste it.
Oh, it is. Probably exactly what Greg would want.
Oh,
right
delightful.
now.
All right, yeah, I'll
it's
take the coffee.
Awful.
Perfect. I'm going to put a hand on your shoulder like a friend,
Okay.
and I'm just
Like
going
a
to...
friend? Because we're not friends.
Into a
Lie.
friend.
As if we were friends. I mean,
this
this is a different Greg, I guess.
Yeah.
Shoot, just
And I'm going to... I'm just going to say it straight up. I'm going to be like, I understand that you're underneath a lot of pressure and strains. Your friend is a medical bay. But our closest hope is this pirate base. And you're the only one that seems to have an understanding or layout or resources or whatever. He needs outside help. We can't stabilize him for too long anyway, not in his current condition. So unless you have a better idea, we have to make a plan to infiltrate this base, find a surgeon or something to help him out. And I understand this is not a place that you want to be, but we don't really have an option. So is it... Oh, I know it's asking a lot. Can you please come with me? We gotta make a plan.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
So,
That's fair.
friend, pat on the shoulder.
Friend pat.
Yeah,
Comes back a little greasy.
my hand comes back a little greasy.
Well, listen. Racial power set is called Why Is It Slimy?
Referring to it himself as it is the first problem.
No, it's like if somebody...
I
Well,
got it.
yes, but if somebody asked a question about Greg, first question
It's
would be,
always
why
better.
is it slimy?
Ugh.
That's fair.
Can I borrow your coffee for a second?
Yeah, I'll just have him come over. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use it to wash my hands.
That's fine. Oil,
drank it
yeah, like,
Did you
know,
drink it all?
Yeah, we'll say no. There's enough motor oil at the bottom to get the grease off.
Yeah, I'd rather have that
gritty.
on my hand.
Yeah, there's some
Pretty.
sand.
Good,
Yeah, there's some
exfoliant.
sand. You get
all I
it. You get the
need.
grease off.
Probably pieces
All
of
right.
a monkey.
Yeah.
As we transition out of that. Oh my god. Alright. Is anyone planning on going into the med bay?
Once we start coming up with a plan, I will.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to say that, Greg, you're back in the room with everybody except for Tim and Flinch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so we're in a resource desert here, so we have to hope that there's something we can use at this pirate whatever.
Is there anything that they can use? Yeah.
Because your history, I'm not even going to get you to roll anything for this. Possibly. You weren't... You know what? Yes. Roll me either an intelligence or an alertness.
Oh, that's gonna be alertness.
Cool. I figured as much. Knowledge is a skill.
Okay.
And then a D10. This is going to be another type of check. So there's a couple different types of checks. There's static rolls, there's opposed rolls, and then there's knowledge rolls. How I do knowledge rolls is there's the rule helper, the difficulty scale.
Yep.
The higher up the scale you go, the more information you can garner.
Okay. All right. So alertness, knowledge, and what was the other third one?
I'm giving you
The
a D10
D10.
because
The
you're
D10. Like a
experienced
base.
with it. Yeah. But if there's nothing else that you can add, if there's anything else you can add to it you can think of, I'm cool with that too.
Just a quick question.
Ooh.
Did you write anything about a connection to Flinch? No.
No.
You're that sibling.
Wow.
However,
Way to learn.
one of my signature assets is my photo with my ship Bessie, which
Yes.
I built on that.
Yes, you did. Absolutely, you can
So
use
that's
that.
another D6.
Yep.
That's Bessie. The
You're
ship.
not as important as Bessie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Important on the inside.
No, I'm not.
So it's still just 2 dice, right?
No, you add 2 days together, yes.
Yeah.
And then use an effect die.
Okay. So it's 14 total, and I have a D8 effect die.
14 D8, so that means challenging on both. Okay, so bit of information. Number 1. You not that you ever really dealt with it, but you are familiar with radiation poisoning. It's not very common, but it is not infrequent amongst people that are out here in the middle of nowhere, right? There's all kinds of weird stuff you come across. So managing radiation sickness is a thing that this group had to do sometimes. So you are aware that there is something. I'd say with being that high up in the chart, you do know that there is... Yes, in the med bay there would be something that could be used. That's it could be used as a one-off to reduce the complication, and then from then, if you use it in conjunction, if there's any left over, use it in conjunction with proper medical treatments, you can eventually work it out of his system.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, their med bay would probably have something that can help treat his radiation.
And is there any chance that we can get that on amicable terms, or are we going to have to?
I mean, I can't get it on amicable terms. That doesn't mean you can't.
We don't I mean, we're going in there to steal a ship anyway.
Just add to the list then, I guess. Ship and medical.
I mean, you could try getting the treatment on friendly terms and then just steal the ship after.
I'll get Tim. Head to the med bay.
Laurel, as you open the medbay doors, it is an interesting sight. On top of the fact of seeing Flinch in there's a temporary plastic see-through capsule that's been kind of zipped around the gurney that he's on, and the respirator and some beeping and rings of machines. You see that this room has kind of been not torn apart, but it's been flipped upside down. There's a series of vials off on the side of different attempts that have been made at. You see that there's been some of the bandages that Flinch had that have been changed, or some of the wounds that have been kind of cut away with some of that tainted flesh from the Void Hag's attack. It's been pulled off to the side, and clearly someone's been working on the aftermath of the fight with Flinch. But on the other side of the room, there's parts, metal pieces and bolts, and you can hear like tink, tink, tink. Derek, who are you playing right now?
I'm playing Tim. Tommy Tim.
Yes,
Merry
you are.
Christmas, everyone.
God
Or Merry
bless us.
Spacemas, as the case may be.
Merry Spacemas.
Very Spacemas.
The Navigator bless us. Everyone.
Everyone. That's good.
Yeah. For Tim, I always think of the character from The Simpsons. Would you like fries with that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so how far into the build process am I before I continue? Am I just finishing up?
Of your power set?
Yeah.
You would be completed.
Yeah. So
You're
as
completing
you
the last few pieces.
So, what you see, because there's a mess of stuff around over in that corner, and what you see is and you see almost like a mechanical rat. It's around 3 to 4 feet high, and it sort of just rises up. And as you're looking at it, you can see there's a sloppily done like paintwork to make the colors sort of match Flinch, and you can. And it's, close, but it's all, like, out of use, different things, and scrapped together to a point. And you can see Tim just really focused on trying to get this done, and purposefully not looking at Flinch in the hospital bed. You purposely always keeping the back to it, just focused fully on making Flinch version 2.4.
2.4?
I thought
Very
2.0.
specific.
No, there's been a couple of 0.1 updates. Had to buffer and
Past 12 hours.
yeah. Some new skins and stuff. Cosmetics.
Give him a nose job.
So call him Stockholm Tim.
Yeah.
I like kind of hesitantly sort of. Do I see Tim at all, or
Yeah,
just
yeah. So I'm sort of there, like walking around it, sort of screwing in some last finishing, putting it together.
when he is like crouched down, I kind of sort of like casually reach out and just sort of tap him on the head. Tim, whoa,
Sorry, too loud. Tim
fine.
shrieks.
That's fine.
And I look up, and something you do notice is Tim hasn't taken the chance from this last stuff, so everyone was probably a bit dirty, but he hasn't taken a chance to really clean himself, plus working on this. You can see streaks in the grime on his face. What?
It's so sad. Keep going.
But his eyes are like almost bloodshot. He has no tears left to give.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Psychiatrist.
You told me I could be thematic, and I
like it.
And he just looks up, and he's just a broken person right now.
Broken halfling.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Laura.
I'm looking forward to this. Yes.
So yeah, we're all gathered in the dining hall there, and we're gonna find out how to get. I can't look at you.
Sorry, I'm like this. Okay, I'll do my best.
No, it's cool. We're gonna try and find out how we can get the supplies we need to fix Flinch. Or we're gonna steal them from pirates. You in?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I guess I'm in.
Come on.
I mean, we gotta say we can save them.
Yeah.
We can save him?
Yeah.
And you see
Clippy can do anything.
he sort of hops around to the back of because it's it's not on all four, it's bipedal, so it's standing up and it's got like the little robot, and there's little grooves on the bottom, and he slots his feet in to the grooves on the back, and he's holding on to the shoulders, and it moves like a Segway.
You've all been introduced to Tim's power set,
Yeah. Oh, but
which
no,
is a mech suit.
as he flicks it on, right? It's like the eyes just go a little bit greenish red. I'm going to say it doesn't match Flinch's really, but the eyes come on, and it's just like, and he's just on it like a Segway, and he's like, okay, if we could go save him,
Yeah.
that'd be great, because that'd just be great, because I don't know what I'd do. I don't know. And he seems like he's on the verge of a
Hey, no.
mental.
Dude, yeah. No, you are gonna help us save him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well, I got a Flinch. I tried to build a replacement just in case. Just in case. I tried to build a
this
replacement.
isn't a replacement.
Sorry.
This is an and.
This is great. No, don't apologize. You keep doing you.
This isn't a replacement Flinch. This is another Flinch. Now you're gonna have two.
Oh, that's good.
You're gonna have like
That's good.
the original Flinch and then creepy bonus Flinch.
Creepy bonus.
He's not creepy. And he sort of like pats the head, and because he just put it together, one of the plates just goes. And you can see the wiring. He's like, oh no! And he's like, howls a little.
Okay,
Oh,
let's.
brains are in.
Yeah. That's.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? Stop it. You've made your bed, now lay in it.
The Flinch is dying in it. Sorry.
No, he's not dying.
Well,
We're gonna stop that.
Time is of the essence.
Yes,
Time,
it is.
Time.
Let's go.
Tiny Tim.
I just start like actively pushing him.
And the Segway's just like. It's just no.
What hell hath we wrought?
And you know from how slow it's moving. Like it's moving as normally as fast as Tim would move. Right?
Yeah.
But you know he could have made it fast. As fast as Flinch would normally walk, which is generally a bit slower than you massive monsters. And some of you.
I got big feet.
But Tim purposely made it even the way the arms swing, it slightly resembles the way Flinch walks.
my God.
Like Flinch walks like this. Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, and he goes.
Okay, so here's the plan. We have to do.
And you hear.
Oh my God, what is that?
The rest of you see Tim, and like I said, the grime streaks on the face from tears, red eyes. But all you see is his head, because he's is blocked by this mechanical Flinch. And you can tell looking at it that it looks like a Ukon?
Ukon.
Yeah, it looks like an Ukon, but you can tell by the flare and sort of the colors that it's supposed to be Flinch, like a robotic version of Flinch. And it's moving like a Segway.
You just have brought into my kitchen.
Garbage! But it's
Have
Flinch!
some coffee.
What's coffee?
I'm
just
going
drink it.
to take the coffee away.
He's like,
I'm going to take the coffee away and go, no, you want this
Go take a
instead."
shower.
And I'm going to...
No, but we need him.
tea.
We can need him when he's done taking a shower. You look like you haven't done anything at all to yourself ever.
Tim's just looking at you like, I didn't. Oh, okay.
I'm going to go.
And he starts wheeling.
Leave that there. Leave that.
Cook the
Leave
cute
that
fetish.
there.
And this is where you get a different reaction when you tell Tim to leave his. What's the word for it?
Construct?
Yeah, no, there's a construct, but something that you'd have to hold on.
Companion?
Yes, you'd hold
Security blanket?
Security blanket. You're telling him to leave a security blanket.
His
And-
emotional support Flinch.
His emotional support Flinch. And he just looks at you, and the eyes are red and everything else. And he's like, "You're not the boss, me!" He leaves the room. He just,
What were you going to do?
Oh, I was going to comfort him, but obviously he's taking
You're not the
control,
boss,
so.
me! Just
See?
definitely an emotional outburst from Tim.
I don't like him.
That's the attitude we need more often.
Here's the best part. This is not a... Tim and Diantha have been on a ship for a long time before these brigands showed up. This is This is normal behavior for Diantha. This is not normal
Yeah,
behavior for
clearly it's an emotional outburst. Not really directed.
Yeah.
It's directed at you, but it's not because of what you said.
Yeah, that man has never spoken loud enough for me to hear him. Maybe ever. So there's something wrong.
So he's growing.
I'm sure Flinch would say this was
Growing
totally
in a-
healthy.
Yeah, well, none of this is healthy. None of this is healthy.
Drink my coffee.
He needs to take a shower for our sake and for his sake.
I mean, showers are overrated, but
You should.
actually, I was gonna say you're in charge here, but are you?
I'm in charge for right now because we need to get things organized and sorted, and we can't do that if you smell like body odor that's been rotting.
What does that have to do with planning a heist?
It's for my mental wellness.
I'm just going to say that Tim does leave to go to the shower, and then he leaves Flinch within eyesight from the shower. Like, leaves the door open, if you will.
Yep.
And he goes in and starts getting cleaned up. And then cries a bit more.
Can we talk about the robot Flinch that just walked into our kitchen?
What's the problem with it?
What's the problem? He's
I mean-
been unconscious for 12 hours?
I mean, okay, let's look at the past of what Tim has been able to do.
You can get a lot done in 12 hours.
He could get a lot. Yeah, and also he worked with Flinch, right? So he learned something. But also, I feel during the Brown times there was a special bond that had happened between the two of them.
Is Tim in love with Flinch?
That's
A
not love.
friend.
Are you sure?
Listen, I'm not going to question anything at the moment. Right
If
now,
someone made
we
a
have a
robot-
mechanical thing that I'm assuming is going to assist Tim. What's the problem?
None of it reads kosher to me.
Are you going to psychically... what is it? Psychic value? What is it called?
Psychoanalyze?
Psychoanalyze?
If I was qualified, I just might. But I don't have time for that.
It's a very Diantha statement.
Very Diantha answer. If I was qualified, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
From like the side next to the coffee pot, drinking probably the
Actual
third cup
motor
of
oil.
coffee made that is essentially motor oil of the morning. Laurel just goes, none of us are exactly mentally healthy.
Why is it crunching when you drink it?
That's the best part.
It's a snack. It's funny. I mean, the wheels were fairly quiet, considering.
Okay. Let's refocus on the goal at hand,
This is all her job is.
which is to get medication from the med bay and steal the ship.
Yeah.
How are we going to get in there?
Well, Greg, you know the layout of the land there.
If we went there pretending that we were gonna be honest traders, like an honest deal for this medical supply, would that get us in? And then we only have to worry about getting out?
I think if we were to do that, we should expect to be taken advantage of.
Well,
That
yeah.
We could use in our advantage.
I have
Yeah.
Trojan horse it, as it were.
I have a feeling they would be more receptive if we had something to trade.
Oh, a goblin horse.
Oh.
And you can just...
Those are... How
They
do you
want
get so many
you,
goblins
right?
in there? No, he's already there.
No, but they want Greg.
No, not
right?
yet.
The
They
pirates?
will.
They don't yet.
They will
No,
in
not
a
yet.
few days.
What Greg? At some point, Greg will be blamed for something
You just don't know when it is.
that has not happened yet.
Ooh, do I know what time, when we are right now? Exactly?
Yes,
You're gonna get blamed for whatever it is that we do.
you know exactly where you are.
And it's 2 months, 3 days, 6 hours, and...
No.
Oh,
Greg,
sorry.
you have a very special relationship with your own timeline. You know exactly where you are, and I mean that temporally speaking.
All right, so we go in. What are we offering them?
What do we have?
It's funny.
What do
They're not getting my warhammer.
I don't think. What would be something they would find valuable? Information, money.
And pirates usually like both of those things.
We have a ship.
They also like those.
What if we... I mean, they're
I
pirates.
mean, if we show up acting desperate enough.
They like gambling.
Ooh.
And you know what? They probably also like new people to gamble with. We could be like a traveling gamble troupe.
Well, no, we just show up desperate
A traveling
for
casino?
No, we not in a no. We show up desperate for the drugs for Flinch, saying we got in an accident. One of our crew members is injured. We need the medicine for him right now, and that's like they won't detect us lying. We could even get Tim to be the one to say it.
They're going to want something from us.
So yeah, but we show up. We don't have to have anything to trade because we're just desperate. So then they say, "Oh, what are you going to trade for it?" And we say, "Well, we'll gamble for it," and that gets us on the ship. Then we kill them.
You might have problems with the second part of that.
The thing, I hesitate to lead off with the actual true reason because then they can use it against us as leverage.
But they're going to anyways.
But not
We don't care if they take advantage of us because we're stealing their shit.
if we don't tell them that's what we need it for, then we have at least some leverage because if they come back at us and they say, we know you need this because you have to be in critical condition, then they know that that's true.
What are they going to ask for? We don't have anything.
I just thought about Plan G.
Does anybody have lottery numbers from the future?
Wow, that would have
Well,
been
maybe
smart.
Plan G is that. What is this about Plan G?
How many goblins live on this station?
I need you to make me a intelligence and or willpower and knowledge culture check.
What is culture fall?
Knowledge.
Knowledge?
It may be goblin culture, but it is still culture.
Knowledge is always going to be D4. Was
The other
this-
thing to keep in mind is while you're very familiar with where you are in your own timeline,
Okay. Intelligence.
this is also the equivalent of hundreds of years ago for you. So like trying to
Okay.
recall information from this time is
Alright. So knowledge, intelligence.
Yep.
Oh, that's not bad actually. I did roll a 1. If that matters for this kind of check. That's
It does, but I'm not going to use it.
11. No effect die because this one's a 1.
So no effect. Can you not make an effect die? Then you know that there are other goblins on the station. As far as the specifics beyond that, you can not enough to make a plan with, but you do know that you are not the only goblin on the station. So just to kind of explain it further, so that everyone understands where I'm coming from with these. So every difficulty has a number and a effect die associated. The number gives an answer. The effect die gives the context of the answer. If you can only meet one and not the other, you will only get half of the answer, or you'll just get a lesser answer. So in this case, there's no effect die at all. You can't even hit the easy effect die. I can't really give you more than just a yes or a no answer. That's how that kind of makes sense.
I have a... Oh, your idea first. Go
Your
ahead.
idea first, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I really like... Actually, once I thought about it, your point about, well, they're just going to try and take advantage of us. What if we use that? What if we find a way to make them think they're taking advantage of us? So then they let their guard down. Then we can steal their stuff and kill them.
Yes, just to make sure that whatever we bring to them isn't our true situation.
But then what do we have?
We need to tell why.
I like the idea of the gambling thing.
Yeah,
I also
exactly. But like...
We do have the advantage of knowing future events right now. Is there anything that we know that might be beneficial to them that happens in the future? For example, a prison break happens?
That's too far in the future to use.
Is it? Do you think they have people, a group of pirates would have people in prison right now?
But that's too far in the... So if you're gonna go up to somebody and say, I have future knowledge, you should give me money for it, you better have a way to prove that your future knowledge is good, which means you need to have a future knowledge that is going to be good in the next half hour and the future knowledge you're selling. You need the proof future knowledge and then what you're selling.
Also, they just take you captive and keep you as like a time-knowing pet.
Because like I knew this guy who had a trick coin, and he would always try and sell it to me. And so you'd make him flip the coin once, and it shows up as what it says. So then you buy the flip coin, and it was regular coin every time. But every time he would always call it right. And so I would always make him to call it and say I wanted to show up as stars, and it does. So I buy the coin, and he got made so much money off me.
Laurel's perfect for this gambling thing.
Yeah, I think I have an idea. So we go with the idea. I lie with a hint of truth. We go in and say that one of our people is injured, but we don't say it's Flinch. We say it's one of us, and we go with them.
Okay.
We can fake an injury,
What-
and that way they
but
think
it's
that we
it's
have...
radiation. I mean, how do you fake?
We don't have to say it's radiation, because all we need to do is get access, right?
That's true.
We can say that one of us is like severely injured and we need to have access to the med bay. We bring that person with us, and then they think that that person is seriously injured, but they're fine. We have an extra hand if need be, while also having potential something that they might work with us to get in. Does that make sense? That we would tell them what we need without it actually being tied to the person that they could dig advantage
Yeah, we
of.
need medical supplies. And
makes
the only
sense.
thing about we can't pay for it, but we'll gamble for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much booze do we have on board?
That's a
It
question
doesn't
for
have
you.
to be good.
How much have you drank of it?
The coffee was pretty bad.
That's not. I don't know how much.
Didn't Tim have a still?
Tim
He's taking a shower. You sent him away.
get a long shower?
I'll go get him.
Yeah, because he's crying.
He's crying out. of shame.
I leave to go get Tim. Again.
Tim, are you coming out of the shower? Are you still in shower?
Just getting my clothes on from the shower because quite quick wanting to get into,
Yeah.
trying to figure stuff out, and trying to wipe out his eyes because he thinks they're dirty or something, and he just keeps wiping them and stuff like
They're
that.
just dry, Tim.
Yeah, well, it's him.
What state does Laurel find you?
And I'm just. You see something interesting.
Why is it so
I
far?
was imagining tattoos. I don't know what y'all were thinking.
So far, someone enters a room that has Tim and some kind of version of Flinch in it, and you start off by saying, "You see something interesting."
Yes, so I think I might use this to bring in the new armor. That's my point. Because what happens is, you don't find me in the shower, actually. You find me back into the rooms because Flinch, Greg, and Tim, I'm pretty sure, all stayed in the same room.
I think so.
All right, that's accurate, correct? We all stayed in the same
Yes.
room.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Deantha was the only one with her own room.
Yeah.
She refuses to share with the rest of us.
And you see Flinch just doing up what looks to be just a pair of overalls. Just a pair of overalls, like a mechanic's.
Oh, you Tim.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Tim's just like, Flinch. But it's all,
He's wearing Flinch's face.
Back away.
my God, Deanne. But that's coming. So,
I know.
so
That was a very different kind of game.
and they're like this navy blue color with all these pouches and stuff with all these tools and stuff hanging around it and stuff. But something you do notice is on the arm of this, there's like a patch that's sewn into it, and the patch is of Flinch's face, like this. And that's a patch. That's
I love that you just made your own fanboy.
I'm very concerned about Tim at this point, but I'm also very concerned about Derek.
Am I doing something wrong?
No, it's funny.
It's this game and not the call that makes you concerned about Derek.
Yes, let me have my fun.
It's so good. It's so
Our
funny.
Tim souls.
No, it'll be
Anyway.
redeemed.
Yes, I know.
But on a Flinch version 2.4, draped over it is all of these different armors, larger armor to fit a Vril, and different armors for everyone because Flinch made armors. All of them have one of those patches.
Is this the armor thing?
This is the. They're all marked with this. Flinch proud.
So for everyone listening, what does that mean? So in Starfinder, before we switched, Flinch had made everybody a set of armor. They all had special abilities attached to them. Well, because that doesn't quite transfer over into Cortex, what we did was everybody has D8 armor, which is above average armor, so pretty good. And a special ability added to each of them. But Derek reserved, and everyone got to pick what ability that they wanted on their armor. But Derek wanted to reserve the right for a facet of the armor to be something of his design, but he refused to tell anybody at the time what it was going to be. Now we all know it is a patch of Flinch doing. Basically, like tilted over, thumbs up,
Like
and
very,
a
very-
stupid
The
ass
big,
grin.
the big two
Yeah,
rat
very-
teeth are just.
Rosie the Riveter kind of vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Diantha's is like this.
Frowning with a little
I'm gonna
so-
cover it up anyway, so it's okay.
Aww.
Wow.
I want it to burn through any coverings. No. But I just wanted it to be, Flinch made, Flinch made. But he has it all draped over, Flinch version 2.4. And he's like, look, I found all the stuff that Flinch was working on.
Oh, cool. What's that?
Oh, it's his armor. And he holds up. And everyone has their own right to describe their armor, how Flinch made it, but it would have been something suitable for what you wanted, so you may as well automatically describe what it is. But yeah. So he's basically armor. Wasn't he? Isn't he great? Isn't he great?
Yeah, he's super great.
And he just hops on to the
Come on,
side.
let's go show the others.
I'm just imagining Laurel's armor being so large that the Flinch face is actually Flinch sized.
Laurel's armor is full Flinch. Like Captain Morgenstadt's.
It's a full
God.
portrait. So in that case, let's just have some fun with this. Laurel, looking at your armor and the special effect that it has, what does your armor do and look like?
Well, the special effect is that it is spiky. So that if I am dealt a melee attack, if the wearer's effect die is higher, then the person attacking me gets wound damage.
That makes sense.
So you can try and grab me, but it will spike you back.
Cliptic, what is your armor special ability? So what does it look like?
So I'm gonna say my armor. Can I have it where it's instead of doing this, he's holding like a little teacup?
No.
No.
Never mind.
No, actually, thematically,
draw
that is
in
fine.
No, it's okay.
Thematically, it's fine as long as it's Flinch's face and he's smiling and there's
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. But instead of having it like this, he's holding a teacup.
Can
That's what I'm saying.
Cliptic draw that in Sharpie?
I will do that.
Yeah.
Markers.
I was about to say, you can alter it, right?
Ah, perfect. I'm gonna do that.
It's like, no.
I'm gonna say it definitely looks like a Flinch thing, like it's put together like parts and pieces. But I will notice that there is not a wide open, but enough opening that I could wear my scarf for Clippy too. There's enough room that I can actually wear that. The special effects that goes on absorption is called absorption. If you succeed in a check to defend yourself against magic, convert your opponent's effect die into an asset die in your next roll, or step up one of your dice next roll.
Nice.
So that's what
You
mine
can
does.
absorb magic if you succeed the resilience check.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's really
Pretty
good
well,
ability
but
to have on that. So it's magic absorption armor.
And actually, I've drawn also everywhere else on this things too.
You just got it.
Just
I guess.
doodled. Yeah. Every
Nice.
piece that he's put on there is now a different color.
Okay. Greg, what is the ability in your armor / what does that mean it looks like?
Greg takes the armor and he looks closely at it because he knows Flinch's work. Right?
Oh no.
And then he just gets up from the table and he says, hang on, you probably won't like this very much. And he just goes into like a side cupboard because he needs to change. And when he comes out, he's wearing the equivalent of like a loincloth, but the smiling patch is on the front.
Wait, the armor I made you isn't going to be a loincloth.
No. Oh, thematically though. And Greg will say, so, it did come with a note. And the note says, he holds it up, it says, they told me to cover that up. Which is the name of my armor that I have written down. So then I can just put on the regular clothes he wears over the loincloth. But the patch still kind of like, he'll like stick it out of the zipper of his pants, so it's still there.
Oh my
I
god.
have 2 questions. Question number 1, what's the ability in the armor?
Absorption.
Same.
Same as
Okay.
Cliptic's.
And secondly, the armor is just a loincloth?
Well, it's like, listen, Flinch is good at what he does. You figure out how he...
Could it be the armor and the loincloth? The D8 armor? Okay.
That's within my Tarzan rules, okay?
Fair enough.
Basically, it's just let's just say it's just a shield generator hidden in the loincloth.
Yes.
Yes.
But they told me they'd cover that up.
All right.
That was a note I got left in the pocket.
Way to make things weird.
Dantha, what's the ability in your armor / what does it look like?
So the armor, I think, is just like bog standard, like all black. Very like nothing exciting or interesting about it at all. very standard. Honestly, like too boring in a way, but it's perfect for Diantha.
Except for the one.
Can I make
patch.
Except for one
suggestion?
annoying bright-colored patch that she's already thinking of ways to to rectify. And that it's my ability is barrier. So essentially, it's an AOE effect where myself and anybody near me gets an extra D6 added.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, real quick before we get to what you're going to say there, just to explain barrier real quick. So as a special effect, essentially the barrier spell is attached to the armor. It cannot be rolled in addition to a barrier spell. So if somebody casts the barrier spell, basically you take the higher of the two barriers is the dice that you use. But that means that if no one's there to cast a spell or wants to focus on the spell, Diantha can just give people can basically give people barriers. Not necessarily a D6 barrier. It's as many effect dice, so it's the area of effect ability. So she has as many dice as there are targets.
It says D6 specifically, extra D6.
It works so because area of effect is you add a D6 for every person you're a target, and you can use that many effect dice when you've rolled your check. So if I was to roll right now, let's say that I have a D8 in whatever I have my D8 armor, and those are 10s. If I took my two D8s and let's say I have a skill, then I'm going to roll these dice. I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets. I will add 5 D6 to this as well. So now I will pick the two that make the score, and then I can pick 5 effect dice, and I assign each person effect dice. So even though there's 6s, you're likely to get a 6. But if I was rolling 8s and 10s, and I'm able to still make the check, and I can give a couple people a D8, I might be able to give people a D8 barrier. That's how that works. So you can pick as many effect dice as there are targets, and that's the level of barrier they have.
It works really well, yeah.
I'll percolate on that tonight as I sleep. On what that
It'll make
means.
sense. If you ever go to use it, it'll make sense. So basically, you could give people more than D6. What was the suggestion Clipster was going to have about
What
this?
Diantha doesn't know is that yes, her armor is all black, but you know how you see some in cars, they'll do that thing where there's some text that's a little slightly shiny that's only seen in certain light. On the back, it just says the face.
Because that's what Flinch always called you. Right? Or the scarf.
But she doesn't know that.
He wasn't being insulting. It's just that he referred to everyone with their physical attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's insulting.
that's offensive.
Old man Flinch, get off my lawn.
But it looks like you know how you see it in the back of jerseys, like it's like the face.
And I will never know, probably. 'Cause
Now that you notice,
I can't imagine that they would ever pay more attention than what they
You
put
have-
on.
I'm not
put
gonna
on
say
clothes.
anything.
And also, I don't know if anyone else would tell you.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
You're all monsters. All right. You all have
Laurel
new armor.
might look at it and go, what does that say?
How dare you lie to me about my all black outfit?
You didn't ask.
It's true.
Now what? You all get your armor, put it on.
Okay, so here
Nice.
the plan is to gamble our way in then?
We could just be like a performing troupe.
I don't think we're the group for that.
Gambling.
Maybe if we were more
Stage magic.
charismatic,
Still, we could get people drunk as well.
yeah,
I mean, I honestly,
sociable.
I
I
just-
wouldn't say any of us are particularly sociable or charismatic.
Well, maybe performing troupe would be a long stretch. We could just be a troupe.
We're not a troop.
I just think that we should show up looking for gambling. I honestly think that's, and then just sneak into a med bay and steal what we need.
Looking for gambling for medicine. Like, people don't just go to random space stations looking for gambling. They go to planets for that.
Pirates do.
Good point. But, yeah, all we need is our way in. Then once we're in, then all we need is the plan for how to steal stuff.
So
And then we just bust our way out.
I mean, this is like a space station, right?
Yes.
So we're
Basically
going
built
in
into our giant
under the pretense that one of us is ill
Yeah.
and needs medication.
Yeah.
Are we?
That won't be a stretch.
Okay. Does anyone want
Greasy
to
McGee
particularly volunteer to be that person?
No one's gonna believe that you want to heal me.
no, but I mean, we could. Why do people go to the place? You're there, right? Why do people go there? How do non-pirates go there? Like, what do people generally go there for? Is it gambling? Is it this? Is
Work.
it that? Salvage? Is it, getting work? We going there to get work.
And
gambling as a distraction.
We could just fly in and dock and like get off the ship and just go in.
I mean, do they just sell the medicine?
No.
Oh no.
Well, they could probably barter for it, but we need something to barter for them with, which we don't have.
So, quick question, Greg. Why did Greg work with Boar Guy? Why was he with that crime troop? Why was he on that with them?
Goblin. Easy. Easy.
Just work.
Work. Available.
What kind of work?
what was he doing?
Greg was like a small person. He scouted around. He moved around events and stuff, gathering information, that kind of thing.
So, like, you know how to get around vents in the space station. So if we get you in, can't you just claw through the vents to the medical place and steal it?
While the rest of us are being distracting.
Yeah. And somewhere along the ways we steal the ship.
Yeah.
I mean,
we gotta
I
get
was-
to the ship. I don't know.
I
gotta
was
get a
gonna
ship.
do that. I was gonna tell you that I was gonna do that.
But,
But we had only started talking about, getting there first.
well, wait a minute. Can you fit in vents? Because if Greg goes in the vents toward the ship and Tim goes in the vents toward the medical bay, then the rest of us just be really distracting, so no one looks in the vents.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah, I like that.
the vents would hold the weight.
Who?
Are you talking about with him with his...
Of him?
A Flinch 2.4.
Oh, well,
Thanks, version 2.4, you mean?
well, you can't bring Flinch 2.4, the robot, with you in events.
No, it wouldn't fit.
I'm sure I'll figure something out.
So Flinch 2.4, short of without Tim being in it, is the same height as Tim.
Yeah, but how much does it weigh?
Tim in a suit.
Laurel, try and pick it up.
That's not a good judge. That's not a good judge. No, but I can figure something out. I can, you know what I mean? If you guys are big enough distraction, everybody, I can. If you guys are big enough distraction, I can get in and sneak in there and stuff like that. I can get the medicine and I know what I could send Flinch to cause a distraction. Flinch version 2.4 to cause a distraction while I go through the vents. Oh, I got a plan already. I might give him a handwritten note from his mom, and he can go in there and he can try to pick up medicine, and then I can sneak in. I got a plan.
Who's Flinch's mom?
Is there any... Her name is Martha.
He talked about
Is there
her a lot.
any reason...
He talked about her a lot over the years. I don't think it ended well.
No, Martha was
How many moms are like that?
a complicated rat.
You're younger.
Is there any reason we literally couldn't just fly and, go in there?
We only have
we-
one gun.
Can we pretend we're pirates? Just showing up like mercenaries? Is there anyone who knows that about mercenaries?
Like we are.
Yes.
I mean, technically, where did we come from?
Pirate!
Mercenary.
I don't think the inaugural heap was a pirate vessel, was it?
No, but this ship,
Privateers.
is there like a symbol that we put on the ship? Or is there like the transponder thing? Or is there a way to make us just be like
that's-
pirates
that's
down?
why-
Would the inaugural heap have a record of working with these people at all ever?
Roll me a knowledge. I guess knowledge culture. I'm okay with taking knowledge. Forbidden.
I just have knowledge.
still works.
Knowledge check. Yeah.
Intelligence.
I'm just like, are they like,
How far are we from? In my backstory, I used to work for like a guns for hire group out of a planet called Haverden. How far are we from there?
Quite far.
Damn.
Yeah, you're nowhere near.
Okay.
You know what's distracting?
This moment, not. Yeah.
Totally fair.
We
Can
are.
I add a die because I worked the inaugural heap for a long time?
Sure, you can add a D10 to the space knowledge.
Since we need to get a new ship anyway.
What?
No, we have to keep
this one. We have to have both ships.
Oh, that takes away what I was.
One person has to fly this ship away, while the other person flies that other ship away.
All right, so real quick, you said 15 D10. Damn, that's really good.
is really good.
So, well, the boar guy rings a bell. This is a name that you've heard of before. Argus hated working with him, but there was no ill blood between the inaugural heap and boar guy's clan. He's a terrible person. And basically, his station kind of functions like a lawless port of entry. It's not much bigger than the heap. It's kind of embedded inside of an asteroid. You have been here before. You could. It all kind of blurs together at some point, but just kind of talking about it kind of goes, well, yeah, I guess, yes. You never dealt with them, so they wouldn't recognize you unless they rolled really well. But yeah, this idea of going in and saying that you are there as traders or sellers,
Guns for hire.
could get you in the front door.
So if we go under the pretense of the inaugural heap, we could say that we need resources.
Or
and they
jobs.
can bill it to the heap.
Yeah?
Seems simple enough for me.
And
With that suggestion, with a hard and a D10, we'll say they already have this ship in their storage bay. If you go up and say that you're working for the heap, there's a potential that could raise red flags.
What if we go and say we work for Boggs Bandits? We worked for them for years.
I mean, how many of the ships from the inaugural heap came here? Can we, like, pretend we're like asteroid bait? You know what I mean? There's 4 ships. I mean, if they already have that one, but maybe the other ones exist. Like, you could pretend to be a different ship.
If you roll a good enough deception check, the heap dealt directly with the station. The heap never sent any emissaries on their behalf to this place. It was more of a layover that you would come to resupply. But each of the 4 small ships didn't engage with this environment. This is someone else's turf. Those smaller frigates that are meant to steal and collect stuff is kind of seen as like invading. But if a ship comes in that is here to do trade and business, that's a visit. So they may not know what the rest of your ships look like. They're not afraid to steal them, clearly. They know that the meteor belongs to you. There's no way not to know that. But if you roll a good enough deception check, you may be able to spell away as that. Remember, though, frigates in their territory, unless you roll a really good social check, are seen as a threat initially. Or approached as a threat. That's what you get with a hard success.
I mean, if we went and, like, landed and no one saw Greg get out of the ship, he could just also skirt around and pretend that he showed up to the port as, like, you know, your chauffeur driver to bring you to Bogart or whatever.
What if we didn't land? What if we did a flyby and we jumped over and snuck aboard?
I saw Tim's face light up.
I just that sounds cool. That sounds cool. But what you're saying is sneak over. But like, you're already there, right? Greg's already there, and you know where Greg will be at certain times. Can you pretend to be that Greg?
wait, Greg is here right now?
Yeah, young Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was already brought up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you pretend to be Greg and purposely avoid the other Greg and try to do stuff in Greg's name because you work for this board guy? Can you do that? And that way, well, whatever we do, Greg gets in trouble for it. But you know, I mean, Greg always gets in trouble. What did you get?
No, but I just had a timey-wimey paradox.
What did you get in trouble for? Was it something you honestly didn't do? Because you keep saying you didn't do anything wrong.
It could
But
be
is it honestly?
It could be something we did.
What's your timey-wimey paradox, Lou?
That if I know where Greg is right now, which I probably do, because I have a special relationship with myself. I only have eyes for me. That's right here. Under distinction.
Oh, God.
I could. Well, I mean, when we in the port, I could pretend to be him anyway. If we land and say, I'm here to take to, what's his face, and then find Greg, and let's see.
You don't need to interact. You need to avoid.
No, but I was thinking, I was thinking if I could be that Greg, so that people don't see both of us, which means that Greg would have to stay somewhere, Like, he'd have to stay still and not wander around.
I don't know.
Okay?
I've seen you come in through a vent and then come out a door in record time.
That's true. And the way to probably convince him to do that would be to give him an object that would be worth him agreeing to do it, and that object could be my gravy rag. But then I'd still have it because it's my gravy rag and I gave it to me. That was my timey-wimey thing. But then I also thought, yeah, but if that Grek doesn't do all of the things that Grek needs to do, then I don't end up where I am right now.
Correct. So that's why you can't directly interfere with him.
But one of us can.
But I mean, the thing is, like,
So, Tim, you could give that Greg the gravy rag, because then you don't see that guy for a long time.
Why?
Yeah, but then if he doesn't do the things... Yeah, but see, all the things that Grek does from, like, roughly this time on.
May I ask a question? Why couldn't we just talk to Grek and tell them the situation is that their friend Flinch is going to die?
Because then it affects the whole... Because
He doesn't know Flinch yet.
we need Greg. I just thought that because you said that you sort of know where Greg is, where the other Greg is all the time, because you were that Greg. Just avoid that Greg.
Yeah.
And just do stuff pretending to be Greg to everyone
Well,
else.
that was the whole idea of us just parking and then me sneaking off the ship, looping around and saying, hey, I'm here to pick these guys up. Vril, sign, chauffeur sign, Vril. Anyone?
And you come and like let us in.
Yeah,
As
and I'd be like, hey,
the-
big boss wants to see these losers, let's go.
That
was the whole idea.
I'm okay with
Be
that.
myself.
And then one of us
Yeah.
sneaks off to
By
get the
being
medicine. Someone else sneaks off to get the ship, and then we just all run for
we
it.
just need to get in past the port and then we do it.
We all have to get to the ship. Because
So who's going to go get the medicine?
well, you would know what it looks like, yes?
I mean, I can go with medicine as long as I'm told what it is.
And then we can go get the ship.
And then these two pilot our normal ship out of there.
For
Yes.
Tim to
I
know
took
it,
points in
all he
piloting,
needs is
so
data from online. I mean, like,
You
because I
can
would
easily find
Yeah,
out what
so
you need.
you could figure that out. For
I
sure.
could go with Tim.
Sure.
But Clippy, can you pilot a ship?
I can pilot the ship.
No, there's two ships that need to be piloted.
Yeah, I
Greg.
can't.
The ship we're currently on and the one we're stealing.
Well, Greg can pilot.
Greco
So
pilot.
Greg's gonna come back to this ship, steer it out of there.
So, because, yeah, so whoever-
Diantha, you and I will go to the new ship, get it out of there.
So these
Tim's gonna
13
get the medicine. Clippy, what are you gonna do?
Well, I think whoever gets the medicine has to come back to the ship.
Yes. Ah.
Guess the only thing I can
So we will also be distracting in our process of getting the new ship.
And
But we have to make sure we don't leave until they're ready to leave.
Well, they can all leave on the other ship, right?
Yeah.
How? Well, we could also
On this ship.
we could also do it like me and Greg. Was it? We. Well, I mean, it is Greg.
Greg
Right?
was it?
You're Greg.
Greg, was it?
Yeah. The fuzzy was it? Well, me and Greg can go get the medicine because we need to save Flinch.
Yeah.
Right. We need to save Flinch, and if the three of you, because the ship's probably harder to steal than the medicine, so
Yep.
maybe the three of you go do that, and me and Greg will have to get back to this ship
Yep.
to get out of here.
That work?
That might work.
Okay.
So now we just, and I mean, we can just go in and pretend we're traitors. I mean, all we gotta do is all through the ship, right, to make it seem like it's not that ship.
I think if we all go in with with you letting us on, and then we split off once we're all
Yeah.
we've all gained
We
power.
just need to get in
How's
there.
how's Greg getting on the ship? Getting on the station before we land.
Do you have a means of
Well, I mean, I just need to, like, when
gonna
we
use you
land,
at
we're
the-
going to go out the main ramp or whatever.
Mhm.
There just needs to be a hatch somewhere else on the ship that I can just crawl out of.
which
and then-
they're
So spacewalk.
Yeah.
Get dropped off before they land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
all right,
Let's
that's
do it.
Wait, do I have to pilot a space pod?
For the record,
No, you just put on a spacesuit, and if they can pilot well enough, they just drop you off over top of the rock, and then you can find your own way in.
If they can pilot well enough.
Diantha.
Can we land the ship and then I just go out a hatch on said ship once it's landed and docked?
If you think that they won't notice that they have a ship illegally landed somewhere else on the rock, yeah, sure.
So we can't land until they give permission to land then.
That's what you're gonna do.
Well, to my understanding, so if unless something's been misinterpreted here, Janessa, the suggestion that I'm under the impression of what I've heard is that they're looking to drop Greg off so that he can be the one to give them permission to land, posing as the other way.
Okay, so yes, that's fine then.
So they literally drop you off before they land.
I was just having the mental image that they would land the ship, and then when they come out, they would be approached by whoever is in the port or whatever. But if they can't actually physically land the ship until they're told, yeah, okay, go ahead, then yes, that would have to be, yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, anyone could just come in and land.
Oh yeah, but they would just blow them up or whatever if they didn't want them.
Okay.
So with this
How much
plan,
do
you're
you
going to
weigh?
be dropped at the bottom of a
Not
ship.
very much.
How much do you weigh, Greg?
Can we throw you?
What a D6.
He weighs a D6.
Fantastic. I can telekinesis you wherever you need to go from the ship.
Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode will air Tuesday, July 30th, with the next episode of The Call, our horror podcast, airing Tuesday, July 23rd. Both shows will air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube, with a live chat premiere before going up on all of our audio services 1 hour later. Remember to visit the merch shop when you get the chance and leave us a review on your podcast app of choice. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. As usual, we'll thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, 3 Slugs in a Trench Coat, Ed Lore, Josiah, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, Austin, James, Matt Cowgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, and TJ. Music and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films. Your players for tonight were Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Bailey Yarkey, and Derek Snow. Your GM for the night was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.